Hey everybody, it's Jules and Mark here, and it's time for a little bit more retail advice on the sofa. So look, we know what it's like at this time of year with the sun out and the course is busy. To be honest, it's amazing you've even got time to watch this video, so thank you. When you're busy, it does tend to be things like coaching and comps that take up the majority of your attention. But maybe you should spare a little bit of time to look at your stock now to prevent bigger pain later on.
Yeah, today we are looking at the basics of stock control, woohoo, stock turns, margins, merchandising, all your favourite stuff. And how quickly you can get them all working together to stay on top of things for the next few weeks.
Yeah, it might seem early to be looking at this in May and June because you might think things have just kicked off, but you do need to review your stock at this time of year. Okay, it might sound a bit dull, maybe even a little bit daunting, but it can be very quick. Ultimately, there are just three main things for you to think about. So what's selling, what isn't selling, and margins.
So most of your stock came into the shop in probably March, and you've had roughly, 3 months or so to sell that stuff. So you'll be able to see already what isn't moving, and you can sort of take a good guess at it, but the key thing is don't forget to use Xpos. That's what it's there for. Use it to back that gut feeling up. Something to think about is just over the last 3 months, typically how many times do your members come into that shop over the 3 months? It's going to be quite a few, so it's fair to say most of them would have had plenty of time to see what you are selling. So they'll probably fall into one of three categories. That they've seen that stock, but they aren't interested. Number two is they've seen the stock, but they bought it then elsewhere. Or number three, maybe they actually haven't seen that stock, even though they keep coming into your store. So each scenario has its own solutions, but what we'll focus on today, which is a nice quick win, is that have a look at things called hotspots. I'm sure you've heard of before. It's basically to identify where slow moving stock into those key areas.
Yeah, so involve the team. Have a quick discussion about where you think your hotspots are. They're normally kind of around the counter or in the corridor sort of leading up to it. And then once you've agreed that, simply try moving stock in and out of those areas. It doesn't have to be indefinite, it can just be for a week at a time. So working with your staff, use your Xpos reports to identify which are the slow moving products and then move them to the hotspots for a week at a time. Go back to your Xpos reports and just see if they've shown any changes.
Yeah, the key thing here is we're not discounting, so we're just highlighting it to your customer base to see if they picked up on those products, and then as Jules says, using those reports to see if there's any change. But if a product hasn't sold for 3 months, I go back to our stock turn side of things, you know what it means. It means that basically you're starting to fall behind what you'll expect of that product, so it's not shifting quick enough. So maybe it is time to start thinking about discounts. I know it's early. So we've talked about merchandising. So the key thing is with discounting is rather than going straight to that big discount, maybe you can do a bundle. So if it's the trousers, maybe you can sell it as part of an outfit. So discount over that side of things. At this time of year, you really don't want to be discounting too hard too soon. Remember, think about the pain at the end of the year. That hitting of that margin does make a massive difference. We always should be pushing that margin up. So discounting should be low and time limited. That's the key thing. So if you are going to do anything, make sure it's time limited. Don't forget Xpos already has the price bands feature where you can limit those discounts in cloud to a set period of time. That means you don't have to think about it. You can set it up in advance. Just type price bands into the universal search. That'll give you information on it. And then the key thing is it'll go back to full price after the promotion, and that's really important.
Yeah, it is. So I hope that's useful for everybody. Good luck. And as always, get in touch via hello@xpos.co.uk if you have any questions about these topics.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.